Hi all, I know that we've talked a little bit about AP exam stuff in a variety of fashions, but as this is our last review, I wanted to go over a couple things that I see again and again, Ms. Helly's seen again and again as we've been scoring your FRQs, just to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So hopefully you've all had a chance to do the demo. If you have not done the demo, you need to do the demo just to make sure your tech works, to make sure that everything is good to go. And so you know how you're going to upload. You've practiced it. If you're doing something complicated that you've practiced that multiple times, you know how long it's going to take. All those sort of things are super important to make sure that you do. Also, I put a note up today, Miss Helly put a note up the other day about if you are handwriting the exam and then taking a picture of it, and the thing you're taking a picture of it with is an Apple device. Take a look on Google Classroom. There's a little graphic about how to make the default setting not the default that it's set to right now as far as the file format. It needs to be like a TIFF or a JPEG or a GIF file, and that's not the default on an iPhone. So make sure to go ahead and change that before the exam. Okay, let's talk about the FRQs. Again, 2 FRQs. First FRQ, longer, 25 minutes to write, 5 minutes to upload. This one is the one that's going to pull from all sort of different units. This is the one that SOTA's format is going to work. So make sure you're putting a full space between each of the items they're asking you to do. So if there's 4 bullet points and then another 4 bullet points, you should have 8 mini little separate writing sections. That's important, okay? For this, make sure that you are clearly applying each individual bullet point back to the scenario. Like, to the point that you think it's ridiculous. So you need to be clearer than you think you're going to be. So if we're talking about Carl's finals and how it helped him for his finals, for each of those individual little paragraphs, you need to be, and this helped Carl with his finals because, and the next one, and this helped Carl with his finals because, and this one helped Carl with his project, and this one did not help Carl with his project. I know you just said it right above it, but the way it's scored is by individual section, and you need to have that clear application for every single time. Otherwise, you're at risk of not scoring it. It's also super helpful, pro tip, as someone who's scored these for like over 5 years. If you use the person's name in every single bullet point. So, you know, like I said, Carl did this. Sometimes that's enough to establish context if you don't have other things. So using the name really helps the person be able to give you more points than you might be able to get to others. Make sure you're watching the clock. They really do recommend doing split screen on a computer if you're doing it on a laptop, so that you on one side can see the prompt and the clock, and the other side you can see where you're writing things. And as we've kind of been saying all along, write as much as you can without looking anything up, and then with whatever time you have left, look things up. You're going to go down a rabbit hole of time if you try to look everything up as you go. It just takes a lot longer than you think. For FRQ2, still basically use the SOTA's format. It's about a research study, so there might be some where it feels like you can't really do the whole define and apply situation. And if you can't, that's okay. Don't freak out. This one is set up a little bit different for the most part, define and apply, but those rules get a little bit more loose with this. I still want you to space things out really clearly with a whole line between each thing that you're talking about. Still need to make sure you're talking about the scenario, not just in general. We're not just looking for definitions. If you just have the definition, it's not going to score. And this one does have a shorter time frame to write, so read through it super carefully. You might even want to read through the prompt twice because it's going to be a study, so you really have to understand the study to be able to apply to it. So spending the time making sure you really get it, you really have a clear picture of what happened, and then just like dive bomb into the writing part is going to be important. For all of these, like we've said, you can look online, but they're really trying to catch people cheating, so be super careful. They've basically said that they're going to be putting fake definitions online. It sounds like that's actually been confirmed, that they're creating websites that have fake information on them. So don't trust things just to catch people that don't know what they're doing and trying to just look up the answers for everything. So don't trust everything online. You have to trust yourself, which is a good reason to use your notes, to use your book, because that stuff is legit. Please don't cheat. please don't. It's just stupid. You know this stuff. Rely on yourself, not anybody else. So no FaceTiming with people while you're taking the test. No open Google Docs. I mean, they have things to trace stuff that I don't even know. They've been breaking up rings left and right. So, I know that you're smarter than that. So let's just do this honestly. Let's do this thing. And then if you end up at the end of the test with something that doesn't work, you had some sort of tech problem, there were some things that happened, just let me or Miss Helly know right away. There is a makeup date, but we'll need to get you scheduled for that as soon as possible. So good luck. I'm interested to hear what you say about it. I hear there's probably going to be multiple versions of the AP test, so you might not even have the same questions as your friends. And that's okay. So, yeah, if you have any questions, big or small, on the next slide when you flip over, there's going to be a place to write those, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as you can. But thanks for watching all these videos. I know it's not as exciting when we can't answer questions live, but thanks for playing along. Okay, good luck.